This episode is brought to you by Pinecast. Pinecast is a podcast hosting website. It's still fairly young, but it's actually very cheap and it's super easy to use. The starter plan is only $5 and it's going to give you unlimited storage, unlimited episodes, unlimited bandwidth. It gives you an import tool. It gives you better analytics. It pretty much breaks down all the platforms that your listeners are listening to, like where they're listening from. Android, say you're listening from Windows or iTunes or whatever, you're going to see exactly where everyone's listening from, which is really cool because you can sort of cater to those audiences if you want to. Gives you your own website. It has a website builder, which we use for clearshotspodcast.com. Super, super cool. And their cheapest plan is only $5. So it really isn't going to break the bank. And if you want to use a special code that I'm about to give you, you're going to get 40% off for 4 months, which is a super awesome deal. 40% off and you're only paying $5. It's also going to help us out because anytime you sign up with this code, we get a bit of a discount on ours. So it helps us both out. If you're thinking about starting a podcast or you already have a podcast, make the move to Pinecast and use the code R-63F8FB. That's R-63F8FB for 40% off your first 4 months.
Don't give him clear shot. Don't give him clear shot. Don't give him clear shot. Don't give him clear shot.
We're on.
We are on.
What is this, 39? 40?
Is it? Yeah, 39, I think. Yeah, we're up there.
Oh, yeah. Fucking A.
We're closing in on that 50 mark. Yep. What are we going to do for number 50? It's got to be a huge bash.
Just have the dogs in here for a half hour. Not even have us in here. Just have the dogs.
Just dogs.
Just dogs.
We'll just have a dog cast. The pound cast. Doesn't what's his face do a pound cast? DJ Doug Pound?
Mm-hmm.
I've never listened to it, but
I refuse.
I know he's on Tim's office hours.
Yeah.
Like once in a while, or usually actually. It's pretty funny because Tim is like pretty much in character during that. Like he's in like his alter Tim Heidecker.
His alter ego.
Yeah. It was interesting watching him on H3 though. He was actually like
a normal
dude. Person.
It's very weird watching him do that, especially because like you've seen him on Conan, right? Yeah, you were the one that showed me.
It's always like a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Tim and Eric's Clown Town.
That wicked sketchy thing where they were selling the Zone Theory book.
Yeah.
And they were on like
what's the one they're doing? The Purple Mattress.
Show, the Purple Mattress, yeah. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, they do weird shit. And then they're doing their streaming channel. It's called Channel 5 and they're doing it. It's like Netflix where it's like all Tim and Eric content.
That's all it is.
It's like a streaming like app and shit. Definitely getting that.
Yeah, for sure. Even if you have to pay for it, I'll pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like the shit is so spread out right now. That's part of their problem. Is like they got a bunch of shit on the Adult Swim YouTube channel, or like if they just had their own YouTube channel, for one thing, that would help.
Yeah.
But they don't do tons of shit together anymore. Like right now, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's doing he does Decker and shit. And
is On Cinema still a thing?
Yeah. But he writes music and shit too, so
I always liked On Cinema. I like that it's literally just like it's like a movie review show. Or no, it's like
fruit fly. That fruit fly's been in here for like 17 days.
Yeah.
And I can't get him.
No.
Oh, there he is. Oh, he was right there. Oh, there he is. He's right here. He's on the mic.
Ask him something.
Oh, he's gone.
No.
Fucking son of a bitch.
No, the On Cinema is like, it's like this really weird, almost horror like insight into Tim Heidecker's life disguised as a movie review
like his
show.
alter character is like so fucking great.
Yeah.
And then they did a whole court case. Like they set up a whole court case. It was like fucking 12 hours of content.
Yeah.
It was so long. I didn't even watch all of it. I watched most of it. But it was fucking hilarious because it like he sets it up like it's actually his life.
Yeah. And people that don't know any better think it's his life.
Yeah.
I love watching people watch Tim and Eric.
Yeah.
Especially when they don't get it.
Well, then most of them don't.
No.
That's the thing is like it's very it's so obscure, but there's like a certain tone, like there's a certain cadence that they have, and it only gets certain people. Like I think there's like a very select group of people that are gonna get it, and there's not many shows like that either.
No, Man Seeking Woman is another one.
Yeah.
It's actually, when you think about it, it's all absolutely programs, because the other one I was going to say was going to be Nathan for You.
Yeah.
Eric Andre seems to have a broader audience, but I think that's mostly because of memes.
That one's still like pretty selective.
Esoteric.
Yeah.
Very strange.
But it does get like more people, I think. It is definitely broader.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so much like Tim and Eric that doesn't make any sense. Like at all. And they're like, especially the really short ones that really don't like have any like story or any sort of idea to them.
Like the skits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like White Boys.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a 15-second song and they just say white boys and they're dressed with white faces and they're shooting lasers at each other and shit.
Beaver Boys is the same one too. Like when they're just dressed up in the white suits.
Yeah,
that
doesn't make any
shrimp,
sense.
And then they like
shrimp and white wine.
They overdose on shrimp and they have to take white wine IVs. And like it's just such a.
It doesn't make any sense.
Sketchy. I think we're blessed by the fact that almost everybody we know that we see likes it.
Yeah, I think the fact that it doesn't make any sense is the reason it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Because like their ideas are just like a bunch of ideas mashed into one thing, and then they're like, "Well, let's just do it."
Yeah. And when you look at how much money it costs to even do it, because they did everything basically on like standard definition camcorders and VHS tapes. The way that they made it look shitty too is hilarious because they would record it on.
Well, a lot of it's DJ Doug Pound's like fucking editing is so good. Like, he's like undercredited for that show. Like he does so much of that shit, and it all comes from like a lot of the shit that's funny, timing wise, is because of him. I think Doug Pound just gets a hold of like, and they get such good stock shots of like random people too. Like Tim was talking about it, how like they'll just have their cameras on at random times on guys on the set, like random people, just like looking, like just turning and looking, and then they'll just use it in their fucking shots.
Yeah, I love the I love the recurring actors that are in Awesome Show.
Yeah,
like
show. Michael Q. Schmidt.
Yeah. Yeah, just anybody really. People that are in like there's that guy. You ever heard of they're a rap group, or not rap group? They're like a house music.
Dog Future.
They did like Barbra Streisand and the Big Bad Wolf. Those songs, they were popular way back, like a few years ago. But it's funny that when you see a lot of these other people in the media that are very obscure, it's almost like they asked Tim and Eric for advice because you see the same actors and actresses across all their stuff.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, maybe they have some sort of agency that does that. Because I know Absolutely like is a like somewhat big where they pull like the same people from everything. It's like mostly just the same producers is what that is.
Yeah.
But they don't. I mean, what was John Benjamin Has a Van on there too?
No, Absolutely. That was Comedy Central. Oh, was it on Absolutely?
Yeah,
it might have been.
I think it was because Nathan Fielder was in that too. I think he was the camera guy.
Mm-hmm.
What? I love how you get the "it's gone" sound, but it's over halfway full still.
I'm only taking like 3 sips.
Yeah. You should have got whipped cream.
Yeah, I know. I'm still baffled by that. I can understand whipped cream if you get like the coffee one.
Yeah.
Or the vanilla one.
Even, the vanilla bean would work.
Yeah. But like
You want,
getting a blue raspberry slushy.
You want whipped cream?
Do you want whipped
That's
cream?
what it is. It's a blue raspberry slushy.
Yeah. It's like, you don't put whipped cream on your ices. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. The fuck?
They just offer whipped cream on everything, probably.
Yeah, I'm going to get a bacon, egg, and cheese on an onion bagel. Oh, you want a whipped cream? What? Excuse me? Sure.
Can I get a croissant? Yeah, you want whipped cream? I feel like it's in the handbook, their handbook when they go through orientation.
Maybe it's code for something.
Yeah, maybe it is.
It's like they'll give you a little bump of Coke. Should go
They
back.
just spread a line of Coke on the top of it. It's a good move. You also we also learned you can vape through a straw.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. So that's a tip.
That hurt my throat really bad. That's why I sound like shit right now.
It's good for your throat.
For sure. Works out the muscles.
Yeah. So I watched It Follows.
You finally watched it?
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
It was pretty good. I like the concept.
Yeah. Did you watch it
I
with
also
Katie?
feel like, yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel like I could just fly to California and be fine for a little while because it has to walk. That thing has to walk to you.
Yeah.
What's odd is that you don't know what it's going to look like. You just know that it's walking to you.
Yeah. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, It Follows is like one of my. I don't buy movies. I only own 3 movies that have come out recently. Seriously, and they're all in 10 books. I have It Follows, Sinister. I think actually, now that I think about it, that might be it.
That's it. They're both in the 10 books.
They're in the 10 aluminum books. But It Follows is a really cool horror movie.
Aluminium, you mean?
Aluminium books. What is the third one I have?
Halloween.
Dragon Ball Evolution? I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm glad you liked it. It Follows is a fucking crazy movie.
Yeah, it was weird.
I was giving it to people at work, having them watch it, and a lot of them didn't like it.
Well, it's like the idea is that you fuck someone and it's like a transmitted fucking
Demon.
yeah.
It's a sexual. It's an STD demon, and it's this demon that like.
But what's weird is if you give it to someone, you have to tell them because if they don't know, they're just gonna die and it's gonna come after you because it goes down the line.
Yep.
In the ending, I was just like, oh, that's it. Like, okay.
Yeah. The only part I didn't like was when they're in the pool, which is like the ending, basically.
Oh yeah.
That part I thought was really stupid. The part that there were a couple parts that scared the shit out of me though. Like there's only like 2 jump scares in that movie. And the one where she's freaking out in the house and they're in the room, someone is banging on the door, she opens it up and it's one of her friends, she lets her in. And then someone's banging on the door again. They're like, "Oh, it's such and such," and she opens the door, and it's that fucking giant dude. And he
the really tall guy
crawls in.
Fucking Yao Ming.
And then when she fucks the guy that lives across the street, and she tells him about it. No, the guy, he gets killed by his mom. The thing looks like his mom.
Yeah,
that part like.
Yeah, she's knocking on the door, and she just like looks at her.
That part was fucking scary. Opens the door. What the fuck do you? Yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
That's still on Netflix, right? Is that where you watched it? I don't give you my copy.
I think so. Yeah. I was gonna watch A Quiet Place, and I didn't have the subtitle track to go with it, so I had to download that too. So now I have it.
Quiet Place it's pretty good.
Yeah, I heard it's good.
Nothing. That's a movie that I'm not going to watch again, but it was worth the first time watching it.
Yeah, I feel like it could have just made it a silent movie. It's basically a silent movie. I mean, for the most part, from what I've seen, at least. Yeah, it's pretty much just like no talking. There's some talking in it, but it's mostly just nothing in sign language. So you do need subtitles. I guess that's the way they showed it in theaters was subtitles.
I watched it with Wes in theaters. when it came out. It was pretty good. Kind of comical in some spots, and then like there's a twist that shouldn't even be a twist. Actually, there's a few, but there's a major plot point that comes up. It's really not a twist, but there's a major plot point that you're like, really? Like this is the discovery? Like this is the big fucking revolution?
They twisted you good. It's all a hoax.
Yeah. I watched a movie yesterday that my dad made fun of me for before I left. I got home yesterday. I was feeling like shit. I went skiing Tuesday, so I'm still fucking sore from that. And so yesterday I got home from work, and I got a flu shot yesterday too, so that didn't help. So I was just drained.
Where did you go skiing? There's no snow. You just ski on the grass?
Yeah, off a mirror.
Yeah. I mean, it does work if you're going fast enough.
Yeah. But I laid down, I opened a beer, was eating pizza, and I saw Doom with The Rock was on Netflix.
Oh my God.
And yeah.
Yeah, well, you've been playing Doom, so you got to get the story down.
Yeah,
you know?
well, I've been playing Doom. I got the new one. I don't know if I brought that up last episode or not, but I got the newer one. Newest rather, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty badass. And I saw that was on Netflix, and I'm like, I haven't seen this since I was a kid. I wonder. All I remember from the movie is that The Rock goes crazy and kills everybody.
I've never seen that. I was like, there's no way this is good.
It's not good. Don't watch it, but you should totally watch it.
Okay. Don't watch it, but you should watch it.
It is so bad. Like, I remember when I was younger, I thought it was one of the coolest fucking movies I've ever seen in my life. And
when did it come out?
2005, 2006.
It's a classic then.
Oh,
anything that came out before 2006 is a classic.
It was so fucking bad. I didn't even finish it. Like, you've played Doom. You know, it's just people go to you play as the guy. You're on
play
Mars,
as the Doom guy,
and you're just killing demons.
The Rock is the Doom guy.
Nobody's the Doom guy. It's a whole squad of people.
Oh, so it's like a side quest.
Imagine Aliens, but all the characters are garbage. There's one guy that his sister works on Mars.
So it's like the Halo movie there, where everything's side characters.
Yeah.
And you only see Master Chief once.
Yeah, basically. Like you have The Rock and he's the sergeant. And then you have Carl Urban, who's like the best soldier, but he's like, whatever. He's nervous because his sister is on Mars, which is a plot point apparently. Then you have
That's the big reveal.
The big reveal, yeah. Then you have Duke and Destroyer, the only two black guys. And one of them is super horny and the other one is super not horny.
Duke and Destroyer?
Yeah. And then you have Mac, who's an Asian guy, who has one line. He has one line in the whole movie. And he's sitting there and he's talking to one of the doctors because he has to be the doctor's bodyguard. And the doctor looks at him and he goes, "Oh, so your name is Mac?" He goes, "You don't look like a Mac." And he looks at the guy and he goes, "My real name is Tatsuhiro Kanaka Makahazashi." And he goes, "Oh, Mac, I get it." That's his only line. And then like 10 minutes later, he gets decapitated.
But at least they knew his name.
And then you have the kid, who is the rookie, who's retarded. Then you have Foreman.
They don't even know.
He's just doing coke the whole movie. And then you have the last guy, and his name's Goat. And he's super religious, doesn't talk, and he says, "God damn it," at one point. And then you see him take his glove off, and he carves a crucifix into his wrist. And they're all looking at him like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I took the Lord's name in vain." Like,
what the fuck?
It's just the worst fucking movie I've ever seen.
There's no, like, what's the plot, though? Like, what are they even?
They have to, instead of it being demons, they're zombies, because obviously.
Oh.
It's 2006.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have to go there and they have to save all the doctors.
So it's not even, it has nothing to do with Doom, basically.
No. The BFG is in the movie. They fire 2 shots and don't even hit anybody with it. Dude, it's so bad. There's only one scene in that movie that's worth watching, and it's when Carl Urban's character takes the virus that turns people into zombies, and he takes it himself. And instead of becoming a zombie, he becomes a superhuman. And the movie, yeah, seriously, the movie, I'm not making this up. The movie goes into first person, and he just fucks everything up, and
it turns into hardcore.
It turns
Henry.
into hardcore Henry for like 10 minutes. So bad. I should have watched V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta was on there too, and I'm like, I've seen that already a few times.
That's still a pretty good fucking movie.
Yeah, I should have watched that instead. It's way better.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, how do you even call it Doom if it's about zombies? That seems really fucking weird.
They probably saw gameplay from Doom 3 and they were like, yep,
this is it.
Yeah.
This is what we
Especially because Doom 3.
Let's get The Rock. Let's get the people's champion.
That's the thing too, is that if it was literally just Doom with The Rock as Doom guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
That's all you needed.
Yep.
Have him show like
Dwayne the Doom guy Johnson.
This is the thing, and I watched a guy review it after I was done watching it to explain like production and stuff like that.
Well, then they could have made the new game have The Rock's voice as the main character.
Yeah.
But
this guy, apparently what it was supposed to be was it was literally going to be the squad of soldiers show up to Mars, all hell breaks loose 15 minutes in, and it was going to be just a bloodbath fucking crazy shooter the whole time.
Yeah,
and
that's what it should be.
They didn't want it to do that. The studio wanted it to have a plot, so they had to fucking...
Doom is not supposed to have a plot, though.
No. There isn't a... I mean...
It's like basically hell is coming.
Yeah. Like,
that's what it is.
Because I know in like...
I played Doom on the Switch, and I didn't pay any attention to what was going on, because I couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
Like, I would have had to have
Isn't
headphones.
it all audiobooks, right?
Yeah, it's like mostly audio logs, and then you get like the thing up in the corner where like their face pops up when they're saying shit. It's not like there are some cutscenes, I think, but I pretty much skipped them. It pretty much for me the entire game was fire a shotgun and then melee and pull their guts out and then move to the next guy, fire another shotgun until you have BFG or chainsaw. It's fucking hard though. Like literally at the end, like the last mission is like survival basically. It's just like you go through waves and waves of shit and it gets like super difficult. And then it kind of ends sort of anticlimactically. But the multiplayer is pretty fun. I actually like the multiplayer. It's like fast, but like the thing is like you're shooting, you can spawn with a rocket launcher. And it takes like 4 rockets to kill somebody. It's like, what is going on in this game?
Isn't like Quake, basically?
Yeah. But you can play, like, when you get enough points, you can, like, get a demon rune or whatever. You pick up the demon rune, and you turn into a fucking, like, special, like, some crazy-ass, like, you can be the big fat blob thing, or you can be, like, the fucking thing with the weird, like, tentacle thing coming off the shoulders. They're all pretty sick. And you slaughter people with those.
It's a pretty fucking badass game. And it looks really good, too.
It does, yeah. It even looks good on Switch. And it's only 30 frames on Switch. But it, like, fucking still really looks good. Considering it's, like... To even get a game on there, on the Switch, it probably takes a bunch of work. Because you got to downgrade it. But that game's optimized for PC. Mm-hmm. So I guess pretty much all you're doing really is porting it to the Switch and then locking it at like lower settings.
Like medium.
Yeah. I'm really thinking about building a computer. Even if it's like not high-end graphics. I don't even care about graphics. I just want to like load it up on CPU and just have like a super fast processor so I can like edit things real quick and fucking just do things faster. Because I don't play a lot of games on the computer anyway.
No.
Like, it's mostly, like, Postal 2.
That's the thing, is, like,
Is that the one where you pee on shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends want me to fix my desktop that busted last year, but it's like, I have to put hundreds of dollars into it, get a new desk, stuff like that.
Yeah.
All I played on my computer anyway was Counter-Strike.
Right,
So, like, there's no reason.
See, it's like, I'd probably go, like, maybe 500 into the computer itself.
Yeah.
Then you got to pay for the OS. Or, well, I guess you could probably get that for free. Then I need another monitor because I can't. If I have 2 monitors, I have to have 2 monitors now. I'm so used to that. Mm-hmm. So that's probably another $100. So you're looking at 6 probably. But I mean, that is upgradable. So like,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what happened to yours exactly?
My power supply exploded.
Oh, so I mean, you could probably just get some power supply.
Yeah, but
As long as it didn't do damage to anything else.
yeah, but
I think the hardest part is just going to be putting it together. And I already watched a couple tutorials, and it looks like everything just clicks in and screws in.
It's like
and
Legos,
shit.
really.
Yeah. So I might do it.
I don't have time. I barely have time to fucking play my Xbox.
I think what I could do is ask for like bits and pieces of it for Christmas, and have people get me like, hey, get me this processor or whatever, get me this fucking monitor, and then just get whatever they don't get me, and then put it together. I send them like a PC part picker list or whatever. Could do that. Even if I don't get it all at once, I'll put it together eventually. And I mean, I feel like building it, like the process of building it and like having it turn on for the first time is like, that would probably feel cool. It feels like you did something.
It does feel really good. And then the problem I had with my computer the first time was that I think I dropped it was like $1,800.
Yeah.
When I got it, like all the parts and stuff, and paid a guy to help me put it together. It was like $50. So he helped me put it together piece by piece. But there was the graphics card I had.
Thing is, if you put it all together on that list, on that website, it tells you if everything's compatible, because certain things aren't.
Everything was compatible, but one of the pins wasn't locked in. So everything crashed. Like, everything crashed. Like, even, like, fucking faster than light. Like, I couldn't even watch YouTube videos on it. So it took, like, another week to get it fixed. And then, it was very frustrating.
Some people try and, like, overclock their shit, and then, like, that's what crashes it.
Yeah. I think I had it for, shit, man. Like, I got it in 2012, so I had it for, like, 5 years before it shat the bed.
Yeah.
And one of my friends is going to give me he has literally the same exact power supply to fix it. But the thing is it'd just be so much work just to start using it again that it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get it fixed, and then when I move out, get a new place, I'll hook it back up and stuff like that, but it's not a priority.
There's not, I don't know that there's like anything, like people talk about how great PC is, and I see why. But I also don't see a bunch of shit that like is on Steam that like I care to get that isn't on console. Like, and I'm like, realistically, I played Destiny a lot, and that's pretty much the only thing I play. So like that keeps evolving over time. So it's like pretty much the only game I need to play like as a shooter. And I'm not really interested in that many shooters right now. Black Ops 4 just came out, and it's like, I don't care. I don't like Black Ops. I never did like Black Ops. I was more of a fan of the Modern Warfare games. And they came out with one, didn't they? And then it kind of flopped. Was it Modern Warfare? Did they do a 4?
No. They did Advanced Warfare.
Oh, yeah.
And then Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, they should just do Modern Warfare again, and I feel like that would sell. I don't know why they're not doing that.
They already did that. Remastered.
They did
Modern
the
Warfare.
remastered, yeah.
And then...
But that came with Infinite Warfare, and you had to buy that game.
You had to buy, like, the deluxe edition.
Yeah.
And then, like, 6 months later, they made it standalone. But they put loot boxes in it. So you couldn't even get all the weapons or attachments or anything unless you bought the loot boxes.
That's so fucking stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't get that. I felt like Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 were really good. And then after that, I just kind of stopped. I liked World at War.
That was my favorite one.
Yeah. I liked World at War because it was really dark and like it was fucking bloody and shit.
The campaign was the best in that one.
Yeah.
It, like, when you get to the end and you plant the fucking Russian flag on the top of the German, like, capital.
Yeah. I love planting the fucking bouncing Bettys and having people run over them and then their legs are just gone. Like,
yeah. You shoot people with the fucking PTRS, the semi-automatic sniper, and they just fucking blow apart.
Yeah, that game is fucking awesome. And that they did the zombies right, because that was the first one that they did that. And it was just guns. And then you had the, like, random box.
Yeah.
You didn't have, like, the fucking colas and the fucking other power-ups and shit. You had insta-kill. You had the nuke thing,
and double points.
and you could pick those up. Yeah.
I
But that was
loved
it.
the map that nobody else agrees with me on was in World at War, and it was in Black Ops 1 because I love Black Ops 1 too. But the map Verrucht, where if you were in a party of 4, it split you. So one pair of the group was on one half of the map, the other pair was on the other half, and you couldn't get together until you made it to the middle and turned the power on.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
That map was fucking sweet. Everybody loves the one with the teleporter and the pack-a-punch machine, Derise. You remember that one?
Dare Reese or whatever is the first one, isn't it?
That was in World at War, yeah. That was the one with the teleporter.
That one's just that building with the spirals, the circular staircase.
That one's Nacht der Untoten.
Yeah, something like that.
We'll never forget that one.
Because I used to just go to the room with the bottom of the stairs, or where like the stairs come down, and then you could board up the 2 windows. Or no, there was 2 windows and then the door to the rest of the building. And you could board that up, and then if worst case scenario, you just go upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you could sit there and not have you could keep the stairs barricaded off, and everybody could camp on the stairs, and then
yeah, like you pretty much could camp in that one room at the top of the stairs, and just shoot everything that comes up the stairs, as long as you have a Tommy gun, or the fucking laser or whatever, the ray gun.
Or the
Once you get that, I had the ray gun. And or any LMG basically. I think it was a ray gun, and then the
flamethrower was badass.
The flamethrower was good, but it's like once you get the ray gun, it's over because it's one shot kill on everything, and you still fucking end up dying somehow. You just get overwhelmed. That's the problem. And you have to have 4 people.
Yeah,
but it's so weird because those kind of things like survival modes don't really happen anymore in games, and they were like co-op.
Everybody was doing them for way too long, and they got bad. Like the last one I really enjoyed was Halo 5.
Yeah, well the thing is like it doesn't end, so like I don't even know, like maybe it does end, maybe there's a wave that's the end of it, but
zombies
I never got there.
I don't think zombies does end. No.
That seems crazy. I wonder what the highest level like of completion someone's gotten to.
It's gotta be like 300 something.
That's insane though. I mean, getting to like 50, it's like that's it. Like I'm done after
I remember
that.
I think I maybe had made it past 40 a few times.
It's so disappointing when you finally die and you're on like 40 something.
I mean, once you get past like 20, there's really not much else you can really do.
All boring. It is just they send more.
Yeah.
It's just more and more every fucking time.
And then there was one of the games where they send the dogs that blow up. They send the hellhounds at you or whatever, and that was stupid.
Yeah. Well, I think there was like a perk in one of the games where you could send dogs at people in the multiplayer. Something like that. Mm-hmm. I think it was...
That was World at War.
Yeah, was it? Oh yeah, it was.
When you got 7
because they didn't have UAV or any of that shit. Call of Duty or Modern Warfare was the one though, dude.
Oh, they had UAVs.
You could do the UAVs.
They had UAVs in World at War, and then they had instead of an airstrike, it was you pick 3 spots.
That's what 5 kills was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That seems easy though. 5 kills seems easy in Call of Duty because it is.
Mm-hmm. I remember Modern Warfare 2 was fucked up because if you got a kill streak and your kill streak got kills, they counted. So like if you got like the Harrier and you sent the Harrier in,
then you automatically
got like the Pavlo.
I mean, that was kind of a cool concept, but it's like it also rewards the people who are already wicked fucking good with more kills.
Yeah. Cuz the newer ones
I mean, there was death streak bonuses too in one of them. I think it was the MW2. Black Ops games too.
Yeah.
Like the newer Black Ops games.
Where if you died too many times, you'd have like double health.
Yeah. You get overshield.
Yeah, there was one World War II I played. That was when they came out last year. That one was cool. The campaign was pretty awesome. I don't remember much of the multiplayer.
Yeah, I thought about just checking that one out, but I don't want it tonight. it's like nowadays you can't rent games anymore. So like it's not you can't like now when you have to take a chance with a game now. It seems like because even if it gets a good review, it doesn't mean you're gonna like it.
Because everything gets good reviews now.
I know. Yeah. Well, Destiny 2 Forsaken just got like a fucking wicked good review, like on everything.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't like it. People don't like Destiny because it's a different style. Like that's an investment game. Like you have to play that all the time. I think that's what people don't like. And it's also expensive.
Yeah.
But there's always shit to do, which is why the people who play it still fucking play it. I think like, I don't know. It's so weird just seeing like battle royale and shit in Call of Duty games. Like it doesn't make any sense considering Call of Duty is such a fucking run and gun game and like you die all the fucking time. That's the opposite of what battle royale is. It's like it's literally don't die. And that's not how that works. I was watching have you ever seen Dr. Disrespect on Twitch? He's fucking great.
I have a story about him too.
He was playing it and he was like shooting a guy for like half of his clip and this guy still wasn't dead in the battle royale mode. I'm like, well, if this was PUBG, that guy would have been dead. Like I don't know why that guy doesn't play PUBG all the time because he was so fucking good at it.
Isn't that what he plays though? That's what I've seen him play.
He also plays Fortnite, I think, sometimes, but no, he's really good at PUBG. He's also pretty fucking hilarious with his fucking mullet wig and his sunglasses.
Did you see about how people were shooting at his house?
No.
People found out where he lived and they drive by when he was streaming and shoot at his house.
How do you figure out where he lives?
Don't know.
His production is so good though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he does that shit on Twitch. Like he has transitions and shit and it changes his camera and like he has basically has a green screen behind him at all times. I don't fucking know how they do that shit. I feel like that's a lot of work, and he makes tons of money off that.
Yeah,
like you see him get $20 donations every like 5 minutes. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? All he's doing is playing a game with a wig on.
I don't really watch. I watch Let's Players. I just watch Oni, like the guy I showed you when I got here. I watch him, and I'll watch Critical. When he plays, he'll play like shitty games.
What's up? It's Critical.
I fucking love him. I just love. I fucking love his videos. They're just so good. He plays this one game. I can show you that one too. It's only like 5
First one I ever saw was when he plays Q-Wop.
Yeah. So good.
Norris balance. Norris balance.
He's gonna make it to the Olympics.
That game is impossible.
Yeah.
It's so hard because you can get to the hurdles, but once you get to the hurdles, there's
jumping.
no way of jumping because you can only control the calves and like the fucking
thighs.
Like the thighs, which makes no sense. Yeah, I'm gonna control this guy's thighs.
I've never seen anybody beat it. I know
it's impossible. There's no way.
I'm pretty sure you can beat it.
I've never seen anybody actually clear a hurdle in that game. There's no way to do that. You'd really have to get your technique down. I've gotten in stride a couple times, and then I just fall forward. We're just gonna watch people play Quap.
7 years ago. That's how old this game is.
Speed run. Okay, see, he's got a good stride going. How? Dude, he's got really good. He's got a really good stride. But the hurdles are coming up here soon, and that's where he's going to have a problem. There has to be a goal line, right?
I think it's 100 meters.
Oh boy, what a save. Yeah, he's going to have issues when it comes to the hurdle. Here it is. Oh, you just knock it over, okay.
That's so good. That's so good. You don't even have to jump over it.
Oh, he jumped it. He jumped it horizontally. Yeah, he's really going hard too. 68 meters. That music is so epic. He's doing like a skip jump. Like it's like a... Oh. Yeah, this is like... I just don't know how he's... It shows his controls up there.
Yeah.
But I still don't get what he's doing. Like how he's putting that together. 100.3.
That's fucked up. I completely forgot that game existed.
Yeah, that game's genius, really.
Imagine if they sold that, even if it was just
99
$60.
cents. 60 bucks retail with multiplayer.
Better than COD. COD's gonna do a QWOP game mode.
They should do a battle royale QWOP.
Twitch plays
It's
QWOP.
just whoever survives the longest.
You've seen Twitch plays Pokemon, right?
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Like you can enter commands and shit, but I think you have to be a donator or something to enter commands.
Yeah.
Because if it just came from everyone in the chat, you would just...
I like that they beat it eventually. I thought that was fucking amazing.
Yeah. I want to go back and play Red version and catch Missing No, because I never did that. And it's not hard.
Doesn't that ruin your game?
Yeah. But it's not hard to do. But you get Missing No, so... I wish you could transfer it through Pokemon Bank and just put it in fucking Pokemon Ultra Sun. I never had Mew either. I think I only got Mewtwo.
You can get Mew in Red?
I think you can. Yeah. Or you can get it in one of the earlier ones.
I didn't even know you could get Mew. I thought it was a glitch.
Yeah, you know
I
what?
You had to use a Game Shark.
Yeah, you have to use something like that because it was originally designed for only the developers. Like it was supposed to be just a Pokemon that they have, and then it became like an actual thing. They were like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's just put it in there."
I never used a Game Shark.
I don't think I did either.
I used one for emulators.
It was like portable cheats, is what it was.
Yeah, I miss cheat codes too. You don't see them anymore.
No, they don't exist. And you used to go to websites and be like, "Hey, these are..." You'd like print it out, or
Cheat Planet.
Yeah, cheatcc.com.
Yeah. Game winners.
Yeah. Did IGN? Well, IGN existed back then.
Game Facts.
Yeah. Game Facts. That was the one. I used to use that one because it was printer friendly, like their website was. It was like minimalist.
They had the entire game guide for free on there if you knew where to look.
Yeah.
I remember I made my dad so
Yeah.
mad.
I remember those big weird text.
ASCII.
Yeah.
Fucking logos. Yep.
Oh, man. And then you'd have a whole walkthrough of the fucking game.
Yep. For free. Just right there.
I mean, you probably could still find those like walkthroughs.
They still make them. Game Facts is still super popular. It's for a bunch of hard.
But I also miss like writing them down in like, because like they'd have. Remember when games would have the little book
in the manual?
And in the manual, like on the first page, like the inside cover, it would have like blank lines, so you could write shit on it.
I miss manuals. I was actually just thinking about.
Yeah, they just don't exist.
Remember this kid I went to school with? His name is Ian. He had this game called Godzilla Save the Earth. And it's literally...
Is it on Sega Saturn?
No, it was on PS2.
Oh.
And it was the coolest fucking game ever.
I remember playing some fighting game at some kid's house. I don't even know whose house it was. I was playing it on a Sega Genesis. And it was just some fighting game where it was like Godzilla. And they were like... It was like Godzilla and like other dinosaurs. And they were like fighting each other. It was like literally a fighting game. Like a 2D fighter.
That's fucking hilarious.
I was like, what... We played it for like 4 hours, and I never knew what the game was.
And you never saw that kid ever again?
No. That was the only time I was ever there. I have such a vivid memory of that day. Because like I knew the kid, and I was going over to his house, and I was playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater here. I was like, oh shit, I should probably go, because that kid's like mom's here to pick me up or whatever. Go over to his house. I remember the like look of his living room. And I also remember his room with a Sega Saturn and a TV like up on top of his like bookshelf. And then we sat there for like 5 hours playing that. And then I think he moved away or some shit. Like, I don't even remember who it was.
Dead.
It was such a weird memory. But it's so clear too at the same time.
I remember that, dude. I'll tell you a fucking vivid memory. I have a lot of memories.
Because I was playing Tony Hawk and
Yeah.
I was doing the mall level.
Yeah, for
over
sure.
and over trying to get the secret
Trying to get-
tapes.
Yep. I have tons of memories about video games that I played that I didn't own, like that I hung out with kids specifically to play those games.
Yeah.
Because I only had a PS2
Well,
and a PS1.
Before I got a 360, I used to have Brett come over all the time because he had a 360 and we would just play Halo 3. And I was like,
Who's Brett?
Brett Conyu, his name is.
Oh, I know him.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, his parents are friends with my parents.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He used to have the 360 and he brought it over to my house and I was like, this is awesome. Halo 3 is amazing. I have to get it because I used to play 1 and 2 and I played them on the computer. I think.
Exclusively.
I had an Xbox by that time.
That one or a different
The original one. That one, yeah. But yeah, I saw Halo 3 and I was like, I'm fucking sold.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the first time I played Halo 3.
Big team battle on Sandbox. Or is that what it's called? Sandbox? The huge fucking...
Sand Trap.
Sand Trap, yeah.
I remember little Wesley got it. And we were having people over at his house for something. I was 10.
St. Patrick's Day.
10 or 11. It was either football or SU basketball. That was the only reason why we went over there all like every weekend. And
what's Jonesy doing for the game? Is he gonna go out there? He should get tickets.
I want to ask him, but I feel like he's gonna cancel last minute. But I'll ask him.
Yeah, he probably would. I think he would want to go though.
I'll text him and ask him. But yeah, so I just remember getting there. And Uncle Wes told my dad to bring me there early because Wesley wanted to show me Halo 3. My dad woke me up wicked early. He woke me up like this is on like a Saturday or a Sunday. It had to have been a Sunday.
Yeah.
It was a weekend, whatever. He woke me up
And
wicked
you're how
early.
old at this point?
10.
Oh, so you're like rubbing the cocaine out of your nose and you're fucking
like I'm hiding my needles and shit as he's banging on the door, kicking the woman out of my window like
we're just hanging out.
Yeah. Oh, it's Kool-Aid. Yeah, and he's like, we're going to Uncle Wes's, and I go, but I thought we weren't leaving till this. And he goes, no, you're gonna go over there and you're gonna play the new Halo game. And I was like, yup.
Okay. You mean
And I just remember Wes. I sat there and Wes explained to me everything that was new. And as soon as I saw the gravity hammer, I was like, okay,
Yep.
this game's amazing. And that's all we did. That's all we did there for a long time was exclusively play Gears of War and Halo 3.
You know what was one of the most fun weapons was the fucking Mauler. That was so much fun because you could just shoot one shot. It was like a mini shotgun and then you melee. It felt so good. Like they knew how to make that game feel perfect. Like I don't know what it was. But Bungie was so good and they still are at making games feel good to play. Like they know how to make a shooter like
mechanical.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say that I have the same story that you have with that Sega Genesis.
Tony Hawk Pro
dude.
Skater.
It wasn't Tony Hawk. It was
You weren't playing the mall level, getting the secret tapes.
It was this kid I was friends with, and it would have been. It was like his 6th or 7th birthday party. He lives in Tennessee now. His name's Buddy Perry. Really,
I remember him.
Really nice guy. Yeah, he was friends with Sean.
Yeah.
And Sean was probably there.
Probably.
And we went over there for his birthday. And I just remember walking into his house, and his dad was in the living room drinking beer, playing GTA 3. And it was just a bunch of kids showed up. Like, it was like me and probably Sean, like Steve Waite.
He's got
the
like
usual
a white tank top and a PBR.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck are all these kids doing?
He's literally sitting in the living room playing Grand Theft Auto. And he's like, oh yeah, Buddy's birthday party's in his room. And we went up to his room and Buddy was just sitting there with like these 2 other kids and they were just playing Burnout Takedown. One of the Burnout games had to have been Takedown because that's the one where you could ram people off.
That's the only good one.
Yeah. So we played that and then, the dad he ordered pizza and he didn't even have enough pizza for all of us. He ordered like two Little Caesars pizzas and like 2 liters for like a dozen kids.
Yeah.
And like his family and stuff. So I didn't even eat there. Didn't have a cake. Like we just had ice cream. And then I left. I think I was there for literally like an hour.
Yeah, but you're just kids. All you need is one slice each.
I think I was literally there for like an hour and 10 minutes. Like it was the worst. But then, even worse than that one.
You know more information about that than I knew, though.
This is the kid that I went to his birthday party because my mom made me, and then I never saw him again.
That was it?
His name was Derek.
Carr?
No.
Zoolander?
Derek Faulkner? Kirshner? Faulkner? Derek something.
Zoolander.
We went over to his house, and he was telling everybody in school all week that his birthday party, we were just going to play video games, we were going to play Super Smash Brothers, stuff like that. So we get to his house, and it was like me, Derek Palkey. I know for a fact Steve Waite was there. I'll ask Sean about it too, because a thing happened at this party that was absolutely amazing. And
so they all know about it.
Yeah,
they can't forget. This is unforgettable.
It was fucked up. It was so fucked up. Like scarred us all for life. I'm not even kidding. So we get to his house, and we did. We hung out there, and while we waited for everybody else to get there, we played Super Smash Brothers Melee in his living room.
I never got to play Melee too much.
It's the best one. And everybody else finally showed up, and we packed into 2 separate minivans, and we went to Chuck E. Cheese. Ideal birthday.
Yeah.
It's
How
a
do
good
you
time.
beat that shit?
We get there. We had
Casablanca.
pizza, food. Everybody got like 50 tokens or something. Like we had enough tokens to play all day.
Yeah, you got the birthday pack deal, the party deal.
The best one. So I just remember everybody
Premium
ran
package.
out of tokens, and we were having a contest to see who could make it through the entire tube tunnel thing the fastest. So we're all doing that over and over and over and over again. And these 2 like Mexican kids that we weren't in our group show up, and they wanted to join. So we were like, sure. And I don't know if you know Derek Palkey or heard of him or remember him.
I think so.
Big dude.
Are all the Palkeys related?
I think so.
Because I know a bunch of them.
He's not like fat, but he was like tall and stocky. Yeah. And so I just remember we're crawling through, and Derek is behind me, and out of nowhere we just hear like screaming, blood-curdling screaming, and I freak out, and I go down the slide, and everybody else is out of there. So we hear a kid screaming.
Take the slide.
And we realize it's Derek. So Derek finally comes down through the slide, hyperventilating, screaming. His entire, from his shoulder all the way down, all down the side of him, all blood. The whole slide was all blood. One of the little Mexican kids got mad at him and literally just bit a chunk out of his arm. Like a whole fucking chunk of skin out of his arm. There was blood everywhere.
Dude, that's why you don't piss off the Mexican kid.
They had to call the ambulance. His mom had to get there, take him to the hospital, and we just like left.
Holy shit. He must have taken a good chunk out of his arm too.
And then the other Derek Fulkerb or whatever, Derek Falcon, we never saw him. I don't remember anything.
Falco.
Like, I'm going to look through my old yearbooks because I don't even remember being friends with that kid. Like, I was friends with like...
He was an anomaly, dude.
I was like friends with Sean and Dalton Tracy and Steve Waite and like Trevor Bonai and...
all the cool guys.
Yeah, all the nerdy gamer kids. So I don't even know how I knew that kid. I don't even think I was supposed to be there.
It's funny when you start thinking back and you like see weird... like you kind of come up with weird visual like snapshots of certain scenarios.
Yeah.
Like there was one time we went on a school field trip to the Most in Syracuse, the museum.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking my buddy Hector,
Barbosa.
He's no, he I don't know where he might live in Florida or something now. He's this dark skinned kid, and he moved and went into the army, I think, for a couple years, and I haven't seen him in a long time, but he's on my Xbox and he pops up once in a while. He's like, hey, what's going on? And then I don't play with him, which I probably should, and just talk to him for a minute. But he got lost in the fucking museum.
And that's a big museum to get lost in. That place
and we
is
were all like
ginormous.
looking for him, and it was one of those. It was like one of the weird. It was the exhibit that was set up was so complex too. Like it was probably the worst time for him to possibly get lost. So we were like looking for him for like the entire field trip basically. And he just comes out and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" Like he was just like around, but for some reason no one could find him, even though everybody was like screaming his name and shit. But like kids do that shit. It's so
They're
weird.
fucking nuts. I remember my little sister was terrified of Chuck E. Cheese for the longest time because we went there when we were younger.
I remember being kind of scared of Chucky because he was he was a big mouse, like.
No, it was
and there was so much pizza there. If it was like you were in good mood, like you were in a really good mood, but then you see a fucking animatronic fucking like a weird dude with like a constant expression.
I bet
it kind of scares you a little.
Really fucking stupid too.
I feel like that shit's like what's that? Five Nights at Freddy's. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
It's like Chuck E. Cheese the game.
Yeah. Fucking A. Yeah, when he got terrified because in the tube part where I had the cage, the BDSM cage in the corner. She was up there alone and we were like my grandma was like taking pictures of her and these other kids showed up and they wouldn't let her leave because she was only like 4 or 5 and these kids they were like my age at the time, so they were like 9 or 10. They wouldn't let her out. They were like making fun of her, making her cry and stuff. Yeah. She's always been an easy target.
Yeah,
naturally.
That's the thing is you make yourself a target.
Yeah.
Until you punch somebody in the face. Then it changes.
Yeah. Then
they punch you in the face.
But yeah, it was fucking... I haven't been there in so long. I don't even know if it's around anymore, is it? Chuck E. Cheese?
I haven't seen one in just so long. It's like... I feel like it's gotta exist somewhere. But it's not like a big change. Or a big chain. I think what I should do for my birthday this year is do a Chuck E. Cheese kind of thing. But not at Chuck E. Cheese, like Dave & Buster's. Yeah. Or there's another place up at Destiny Mall where it's like it's got like a bowling alley in it.
Billy B's?
Is that what it is?
No.
It's called what is it called? But there's like a bunch of bowling alleys and then there's pool tables and an arcade and shit. It's pretty cool. It's smaller than Dave & Buster's, but maybe Dave & Buster's is the way to go because it's like you pay $20 and you're there for like an hour. I mean, and then we got to get a birthday party pack where you get a pizza and a PBR.
In the pizza.
Yeah.
My birthday party is going to be at the Sting again, just like it has been the last 2 years. I just tell people, go to the Sting. That ends up, this past year was like, it's like me, B-Fam, and the Berlins, and Christy, and Zach, and Jules, and like a bunch of my other cousins and aunts and uncles just showed up. There's like 30 of us.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Just dominated.
You got to make it a Facebook event.
The Berlins and I just put like $10 each into like jukebox and just played like Opeth and shit all night. So
Meshuggah.
That's what I do every time I go to the Sting. I put Bleed in, and it makes everybody so mad. Yeah. But it's great because I'll put it in and I'll go outside and I'll smoke a cigarette alone, and then instantly like Jesse will be there and he'll instantly know that I'm here and he'll come out looking for me, or like Sean Sansom will come out, be like, "Did you do this?" Yeah. I did this.
Yeah, the first like 10 seconds of that song are great.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, he starts singing. Dude, I just don't like his vocals.
No,
I really don't. I don't know why. They're too. They're really aggressive, but they're not like they don't have any. I don't know. It's so weird to describe that.
They're really not fun to understand.
Because like I like a lot of metal vocals. But they're closer to hardcore too. Like I don't know, it's got like it's too raspy. Maybe I don't fucking know. How to
Reminds me of
it.
Oceano. Oceano's vocals, but with technical death metal.
Yeah, like that kind of metalcore scream sort of thing.
My favorite vocals are probably Lamb of God. I like Randy Blythe the most.
Yeah, he's got a kind of a unique thing going on,
and you know what he's saying too. That's the thing. You really don't have to figure out what he's saying.
Yeah.
Definitely. I remember the first time I listened to Lamb of God.
Dude, Ashes of the Wake is like one of the best albums of all time, I think. It might be top 5 best metal albums ever. It could be number 1, honestly. That is such a good album. Every song is a fucking...
That's like Break You, One Gun, Blood of the Scribe.
Yeah. Laid to Rest, Omerta.
Yeah. I remember the first time I listened to Lamb of God, I had, we have On Demand at the house. We've always had it, like through Time Warner. And they had the On Demand music.
Yeah.
And I just remember going over to
the Music Choice.
Yeah, Music Choice On Demand. And it was all music videos, and they had metal, and the Lamb of God ones were all uncensored.
Oh, yeah.
So I just exclusively listened to Lamb of God.
Well, they used to have Headbangers Ball and things like that, and you could get them through the MTV, like, On Demand. But I do remember that. And you could also go to, like, Alternative On Demand and find, like,
Modest Mouse.
Yeah, like the Adult Swim shows and shit, like, On Demand. And I remember when I found that, I was like, this is awesome. Like,
Oh, Cutting Edge On Demand, you mean?
yeah, Cutting Edge, that's what it was.
It was all G4 and Adult Swim. That's like all it was.
Mm-hmm.
An anime.
Yeah. I miss when Music Choice, I think it was Music Choice. It was just like a radio station, basically. I miss when that had more channels because they had Arena Rock.
Yup.
And that was the best because I would go to sleep with Arena Rock because it was like all those drums with the fucking heavy echo and shit, like the 80s fucking.
It was like AC/DC,
Yeah.
Aerosmith. Like,
That was the one, dude. You gotta have that one. That was such a good fucking channel. I could go to sleep to Arena Rock every fucking night, but I can't find like a playlist for that.
yeah. I've been going to sleep to, like yesterday I was sleeping to fucking Game Grumps. Like,
That seems aggressive. I don't know if I can fall asleep to that.
Like I found a Game Grumps compilation that's them telling it was them just telling childhood stories. They weren't even talking about the games, so they were just telling childhood stories. I fell asleep to that.
You mean it wasn't GB ASMR or
GG?
What's the other one there?
Oh, Gabby ASMR.
Yeah, ASMR darling.
I can't do that.
There's one guy that like did this video game one where he's just got a controller and he's like pressing buttons for like 20 minutes. I'm like, how do people watch this? It's fucking hilarious.
We've gone over it extensively,
Yeah.
and I still just don't.
It's
get it, man.
hilarious to watch though, because you know that people like genuinely fall asleep to this and they fucking love it.
Perfect. I love my ASMR content. It makes me feel so happy inside.
Yep. And then they say a bunch of things, and it sounds like they have spit in their mouth.
Yeah.
It does sound like they have spit. All you hear is their spit.
Yeah.
Like that's literally the whole thing. And then they crank the mics. I saw one, like that GB chick has a fucking 2 mics now, and she does the right and the left. So now you get like when you got headphones on there, people are like, oh.
Your eye roll for that was fucking disturbing.
Oh.
Yeah. Fuck.
They love it, dude. They can't get enough. They can't get enough of GB. It never makes sense. And then they have the role playing ones and shit. It's like, it just gets too weird. Like maybe just talk into the microphone, like say things that don't matter. Especially like, I think if I was going to do it, I would want him to say a bunch of boring shit so that I don't pay attention to it and fall asleep.
Stock market, credit union, credit card debt.
Donald Trump's stock.
Donald Trump. Orange man bad. Vote Democrat.
It's just hypnotizing you.
That's
That's probably what it is too.
Yeah, it's all brainwashing, dude.
Look into it. I'm crazy, Joe. I'm crazy. I just watched this one video. I was watching a whole thing of conspiracy theories of Joe Rogan and Guest versus Eddie Bravo.
Yeah, it's always got to be Eddie
It's
Bravo.
so frustrating to watch him, dude. Like they had the one about nuclear bombs. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
And he's like,
I don't know. How would you be able to tell if
this
that's a
is the
nuclear
thing,
bomb?
is like he had a good question.
Yeah, but the way the thing is like he goes too deep. Like at a certain point, he goes to a point where like he should just stop, and then he just keeps going with it.
He had a good question. He goes, well, if you took somebody like me and you showed me a huge kiloton bomb and then a nuclear bomb, how would I be able to tell the difference by looking at it? That's a good question. But then when,
I think you would.
When
though.
Jamie is like, well, you can go to a field test or watch it and see the Geiger.
Jamie like usually
Geiger-
Jamie doesn't talk usually, but
Jamie
he was
got
like
so fucking mad at this one.
Yeah.
He got so fucking pissed at him.
yeah. Jamie was like, "You're an idiot."
Jamie's like, I have a degree in physics. All right, I went to Ohio State University. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he started going off. He's like, why?
We should have young Jamie on the show once.
I'd love to have young Jamie on the
That'd be
show.
fucking hilarious.
Do they have they ever had an episode of Joe and young Jamie?
No, the first episode of the MMA show was just Joe, and Jamie was like asking him questions and shit because they didn't have a guest for the first one. I think it was the first one, but it was very like they would have to have a Red Band come in and do the editing, and I don't want that. Because I remember going back and watching, I watched an episode a couple weeks ago with Immortal Technique. He was on, and dude, he's a wicked good guest. That dude's smart as fuck.
Yeah.
And the fucking Red Band on the controls is like, you can't handle it. He kept bringing up photos, like full screen of gay guys and shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm trying to like
the one of the Joey Jingles, that episode with Red Band, so bad. Like the way Red Band is.
And Joe had to literally tell him multiple times, like, dude, stop bringing up gay dudes. Like, it's like, I'm kind of glad they got rid of fucking Red Band.
Fucking Olive Garden.
When Red Band comes back, it's fucking hilarious too, because like he's so dumb.
I love it.
Dude's such a fucking idiot.
I love him. I love how everything to him is just a new concept, you know? Yeah. Like everything is amazing to him. It's like a child.
Yeah.
He's very endearing. I like having him on, but you can only listen to him for so long.
He reminds me of Brandon Barrow. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I feel like he's Joe's Brandon Barrow.
The teeth.
Yeah. He's like that same character to Joe as like Brandon would be to us. I think I have notes actually, but I didn't look at them at all. So we'll take a break, I guess.
Word.
Clear Shots is available on any of your favorite podcast platforms. ClearShotsPodcast.com is the best place to find all of our social media links. You can find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at ClearShotsPod. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.